Welcome to Get Well Soon, the Red Pill content of Welly F, aka Moriarty. And it's another day in Red Pill Paradise, but it doesn't feel so tropical today. I just wanted to give you guys an update on my personal response to the slaying of George Floyd. And honestly, I'm going to keep this short. This is red pill content because I need you guys to understand something. I need you guys to try and understand that this is all a political game. And if you understand Noam Chomsky's 10 strategies of manipulation, or if you're not aware of them, I'm just going to run off a couple of the descriptors for you. The first one is the strategy of distraction. The second one is create problems, then offer solutions. The third one is the gradual strategy. 4, the strategy of deferring. 5, go to the public as a little child. 6, use the emotional side more than the reflection. 7, keep the public in ignorance and mediocrity. 8, encourage the public to be complacent with mediocrity. 9, self-blame. Strengthen. 10, getting to know the individuals better than they know themselves. Once again, this is the 10 strategies of manipulation. If you are not living under a rock, you are clearly aware that the United States is in the midst of a pandemic, but it's a plandemic, as I would like to call it, because that is its true name, that is its true purpose. It is a planned crisis that was meant to cause a wealth transfer, one of the greatest wealth transfers in the history of our time, and most of the NPCs that you're around are not even aware of it. They have no freaking clue. In the midst of this pandemic, this is also an election year. I'm going to say that again. This is an election year. And when election time comes around, it is very, very important to take away your focus from the flaws of either candidate, in my opinion, because I do believe that all the candidates are all puppets of the state, the United States, that is. I think when I think about Noam Chomsky's strategies of manipulation, number 6 is one of the most effective ones in today's time. They're all effective, but number 6 jumps out at me when you think about use the emotional side more than the reflection. Making use of the emotional aspect is a classic technique for causing a short circuit on a rational analysis. I'm going to say that one more time. Making use of the emotional aspect is a classic technique for causing a short circuit on rational analysis. Most people cannot think straight when they are in pain. Most people can't even think straight when they're overly excited. These are all emotional responses. Right now, like I said in the beginning, the community that's going to be targeted, obviously, is the black community. Communities that identify as minority are going to see images of George Floyd and a police officer that has a knee to his neck, and this man dies in police custody. I was under the impression that somebody said that he was publicly intoxicated, or he might have been pulled over for being perceived as intoxicated. Somebody said that he has a forged check. All in all, it's very similar to the Rodney King situation, where he wasn't pulled over for no reason. He was pulled over for a reason that escalated. And throughout this escalation, people decided to film. Now, this is going to be the first time I say this, and hopefully it's going to be the last, but we know it's not going to be the last. Look, if you have the energy to record, you have the energy to stop. And when I say you have the energy to stop, that means you have the energy to intervene and stop the police from killing a man if you think that he is going to be killed. See, people don't think straight. People are not asking the question of why was this filmed so clearly? Why are these things always filmed with such precision? It's insane. And this is the red pill aspect that I'm getting to. Once you wake up and you realize that most of this is bullshit, the only reason we're even talking about this is because the media is manipulating us into being emotionally involved with the one-off situation. This is a one-off situation because before the death of Ahmaud Arbery, which happened in February, and they pretty much withheld all that up until 2 months, up until maybe 3 weeks ago. What you need to realize is when you're an NPC and you're totally plugged into the game, but you have no controller, they're just uploading whatever information into you they want you to respond to, and you just go with it because you're a mindless sheep. You have to understand that the overall goal is to distract you from the fact that the virus did not do what they said it was going to do, and that was cause the deaths of 2 million people in America. We're at 100,000 fictitious deaths. And when I say fictitious deaths, I mean these are deaths that they attribute to the virus, but in actuality, we have no proof. We have no proof that these deaths are solely the virus deaths, but that's what they want us to believe. And when the mindless sheep get these numbers, the first thing they do is attack America for its poor response. But before I conclude, I want everybody to ask themselves, as much as they criticize the American government for their slow response in reacting to this virus, just remember that this isn't 1962. This isn't 1992. This is 2020. And we still have yet to respond in an intellectual manner in regards to police brutality. What do? We protest, we loot, we riot. That is our response. I say all this to say, when it's all said and done, Americans are who they are. They react ignorantly, they react stupidly, they react as if the consequences aren't going to affect them down the line. We've been going through this for almost 100 years plus in the black community. This is nothing new. There's going to be another death in another couple of weeks, in another couple of months, a couple of years from now, and it's just going to be another person that a graphic designer is going to put on their shirt. It's going to be another mural spray painted on the side of an abandoned building. It's going to be another hashtag. In the end, Americans are who they are. I'm out.